Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and in my very special week. Sentimental Swirls, we're on to the second project using the stamp set that I helped design as part of my $1 million sales achievement. Very excited. So I've got 5 projects coming out to you this week on YouTube and a further 5 in an online class that you can access. You can get it for free if you buy the stamp set through me, or you can buy it for £5, and all of the details down in the description bar as how you can get it. And this is today's project. So all of my projects are just focusing on the stamp set cardstock ink. There's no additional designer series paper or anything going on. And this is a tall, thin milk carton with a pagoda top, which means that it doesn't pinch in, it just smooths in like that, with some additional detail of punched out flowers, little birds, and so on. So what you do to start with is you take a big sheet of paper and you stamp all over it. So this is basic white cardstock, and I simply stamped all over it, and I did the full thing, cut out these parts, and then this is what's left over. So I'm actually going to cut this because I want to stamp and do some colouring, and I need my memento to dry. So these, for this panel, it's going to need to be 5.5 inches wide. Oh, my cat's playing with fairy lights. 5.5 inches wide, long, and each of these is 1.5 inches. So in metric, that's 14 centimetres by 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that measurement first. She's playing with fairy lights. She doesn't blow herself up. And then I need 4 panels of 1.5 inches each. So 4 centimetres. And that's 1, 2, 3, and my 4th one. Okay, and I want to keep them all the same way up. I don't know if you've noticed, but it flows pretty much all the way round. So I'm going to try and do the same. So let me just move these without changing the order. Where I'm going to fit a bird onto there, I've no idea. Let's have a bash. Or maybe I'll do butterflies. Ooh, that would be better, wouldn't it? Because I just don't think I'm going to fit. Yep, no, the bird's not fitting. Let's do butterflies on this one. We can have a little lane swerve, can't we? So I'm also going to prep my flower as well, because, you know, I might as well, because I need everything to be dry. So here's my memento, because I'm going to be doing some blends work. So there's 4 of those, let them dry, and then 4 of these, and I need to leave a little gap because the flowers and leaves punch. Although it punches out the bottom one, here there are these leaves as well, so you can't get in a complete perfect line. Okay, so while that lot is drying, so that I can then do my blends afterwards, I'm going to put the box together. So to make your box, if you are using International A4, your cardstock is going to be 8.25 by 10 inches, 21 by 25 centimetres. If, however, you are in America and you're using 8.5 by 11, keep yours at 8.5 and cut it down to 10. Right, so this is Flirty Flamingo. I don't think I remember to say that. Flirty Flamingo cardstock, not a colour I use very often, and I'm not really sure why, because I love it. I think it's an utterly charming colour. Okay, let me get my stylus. So, like I say, 10 inches in length, 25 centimetres. So we're going to score it at 2 inches and 8 inches, which in metric is 5 and 20. And like I say, I'm working in International A4, which means that the maximum I can go is 8.25 inches, 21 centimetres. So we're going to score it 2, 4, 6 and 8. And the reason I said for you guys in North America who work in 8.5-inch wide, leave it, because I've only got a teeny tiny little bit for my adhesive there. Not very much, whereas you would have that little bit more. But it is entirely your choice. You could, you know, cut it down to 8.25 if you really wanted. Okay, let's get this burnished. Seriously, the cat, I've got, yeah, had a bit of an overhaul of the office and brought in some new beautiful fairy lights that I got from John Lewis, and I love them so much I went back for more after Christmas, only to find they'd slashed them in price and sold out of them all online. I was like, no, I wanted more of those. Okay, let's get this cut. So on both bits we're going to get rid of that skinny bit there and cut straight up all of the rest. Super simple. And what you do on one side you do on the other, so we'll cut away that bit. And repeat the same up there. So I've just mitered that very slightly. Okay, right, so I've got some black panels. I wanted to offset the stamped bits. This felt a little bit lost like that, but when I put the black behind it, it just elevated it. Just that little bit more, made it a bit more grand. So my black pieces, they are 5 3/4 inches tall by 1 3/4 inches wide, and in metric that's 14.5 by 4.5. So there's 4 of those to go across there. And as I said, these are 5.5 by 1.5 or 14 by 4 centimeters, and so they fit perfectly over the top. So I'm going to get these glued down. I'll use my seal. And just pop each of those on all the way across. And then I'm going to work out which order these go in, because I managed to mess it up. Okay, that's that one. And that one. Is that one from that end? Does that go somewhere else? Did I turn it round? I don't know what I did. We'll have that one at the back. Hang on. There we go. Still not right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all line up now. Okay, so I'm going to put these down, even though I haven't coloured them yet. I can still colour them afterwards because it's on black and there's not going to be an issue of bleeding or anything. I don't know what she's just knocked off, but it's smashed, whatever it was. I'm trying to see. It's a wreath. Nothing has smashed. The battery pack has popped out. I make my wreaths. You see them at Christmas time. She's knocked one off, and yeah, the battery thing has popped off. Sounded worse than it was. I'm going to evict her from the room shortly. Right. So they're on there, and I'm just going to do a quick colour on here. I will zoom in for the flowers so you can see what I'm doing. And actually, while I'm here, I want to get some pearls out. Oh, I haven't got any pearls. Oof. Okay. Quickly colour up 12 of these. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm using the blends pen because it's permanent. So that was the dark, here's the light. Like I said, I'm going to zoom in a second for you on the flowers, so you can see better what I'm doing. Which I've lost. Here they are. Okay. So for me, blends work with anything is just, you know, you don't have to be too perfect about it. So I just blob the dark, and I'll blob it on. Should I do all four? I'm going to do all four. Why not? And then you come in over most of it with the light. Don't stress too much about going all up to the edges just yet, because it's just about building up layers of colour, really. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark again. This is a particularly good one for you to be able to see the colour gradient changes. Flirty Flamingo, that is. And you go over all of it again, all that dark, and then go right up to the edges, and you get the colour variation change. And one of the reasons I did this stamp set, you know, I wanted to have these open shapes, was so that you have options for colouring. So you'll see throughout the week, if you join, you know, the online class as well as this class, that I'm showing you different ways to colour. So let me just zoom back out again and get these punched out. So flowers and leaves punch, that's the one that matches, or that matches these. And I want 4 of them because I want one for each side. There's the 4 that I want. Get that off and into the bin. And then before it all fully dries down, what I'm going to do is get these on. So I have 3 rhinestones on each side. Probably wanted one on the inside of the flowers as well. Forgot that bit. Let's colour up. Just quickly colour up 4 more. My little memory's a bit questionable sometimes. And last few. And then before I put those flowers on, because I need to get this folded down, I'm going to get this box put together. So a little bit of tear and tape along that thin edge. Peel off the backing. And obviously, because it is only 1/4 of an inch, it's just, the tape is too wide for it, so you just fold it back on itself, and you know, it's double-sided tape, it's going to do that. Fold it up, and then decide which is going to be your front and the back. I like that one as my front, so 2 sides in and the back, and seal the front. And then these ones are simply going to fold over, and here I'm going to put a bit of a curl. So what you do is super easy. You get your bone folder and gently curl away, and you get that shape. Don't do it too much. You don't want to overdo it. You just want to get enough of a curl. And grab those, hold them shut, find the paper hole punch that you moved with everything else. And oh, Try not to slip it. Oh, that's not big enough. Oh, it'll have to do. And I hope I've got enough ribbon. I have, yay. So I'm going to come in from the back and out of the front. And then I'm going to come over the back, over there, and then go in through the front again. So hopefully you can see how that's going over the back one, but coming inside the front. And it will pull itself nicely closed. And then I can get a little bow on the front. Don't need to tie a knot, so it gives my bow a better chance of facing the right way round. And then cut off any excess. And all I need to do now is get these flowers on. So I'm just going to bend them a little bit to make them a bit 3D. Throw them about because, you know, I can. And those rhinestones that I coloured, I think I might need to order some more rhinestones. Any excuse to put in another order and get some more free stuff because, you know, Celebration's on. Love a bit of Celebration. And with my mini glue dots, I'm going to put one on each side. So I'm going to start at the front and then just go into spaces where I can see that there's a reasonable area to put one. And that, I think, is rather lovely. I love it with the bird, love it with the butterfly too. And this was coloured over pearls. This was obviously rhinestones. So cherry cobbler and flirty flamingo. Very cute. I hope you like them. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.